What's going on, Sumolings? Chris here from AppSumo, coming at you guys with another product walkthrough webinar. Super excited to get going today. Today we're going to be talking about Social Snap. So for those of you who don't know, Social Snap is a WordPress plugin that lets you easily customize the style, color, and animation of over 30 social network buttons for your site. It's on AppSumo right now, starting off at just $39 for lifetime access. It's a super cool tool. We're going to dive into it in just a second. But before we do, I want to let you know two things. One, if you have any questions about Social Snap as we're going through this, you can drop those in the Q&A box below the video, and we'll circle back to those towards the end. Number two, we will also be sending out a replay later. So if you have to jump out early or you miss anything, don't worry about that. We'll send that out to you, and you can watch it till your heart's content. But without further ado, that's all I have. I will turn it over to the Social Snap team, and we can get a nice little walkthrough of this tool for you guys. So let me know if we can get that screen sharing going on, and we'll jump into it. Awesome. And I'm going to turn off my camera. Your stuff is coming through nice and clear. We good on your end? Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, thanks, Chris.
Awesome, cool.
Hi, everyone. So I'll walk you through Social Snap, through Social Snap options, and later I'll do some real-life examples. So let's get started, right? So after you redeem your AppSumo code, you'll land on your Social Snap, on our Social Snap account, and it looks like this. So in order to install Social Snap, you can either click download here, or you can download the plugin from this link. Also, you can see all of the available add-ons are listed here, but you don't have to download it here. You'll have access to them through your main plugin, which is this file here. So let's go ahead and download the Social Snap agency file. Okay, I have a demo website here. We'll use this to show how Social Snap works, right? So we install the plugin like any other plugin, right? So go ahead to your dashboard, go to plugins, add new, go to upload plugins, and just use the downloaded file to install it. Click install now. Sorry, I already already did that. Okay, so after you do that, you need to activate your Social Snap, and you'll land on this welcome page. Okay, so as I said before, you don't have to install the add-ons by downloading each file and installing. You can go under Social Snap. There is add-ons link here, where you can install each of these add-ons. I already did that before. So yeah, that's already done. Okay, let me mention that all future add-ons will be included in your AppSumo deal. So we have Content Locker coming early in 2020. So you will have access to that. So with your license key, you'll be able to install it through here. All right. So if you go to our demo website right now, if you go to our demo website now, it looks like this. So this is like a default share buttons when you install the plugin. Okay. Okay. One big notice: you have to activate your license key after installing Social Snap, and you can find your license key under your account. It's blurred here, but it won't be in your case. So just copy this key here. Paste it here. I already did that before, and just click verify key, and you'll receive automatic updates, and you will have access to add-ons after that. Okay, let's go back to settings. Okay, so now I'll walk you through. So this is Social Snap dashboard. So I'll walk you through some social sharing options. So if you go to social sharing, manage networks. So we see so these are the default, sorry. These are the, sorry about that. Yeah, we can see we have Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So those networks are here. So we have several options here. For example, we can drag and drop these options to reorder them. We can change the caption. So we can say, let's say share, or we can say here tweet. We can also choose for each network we can choose on which device we want it to show. For example, if we don't want LinkedIn on mobile, we can just disable it here, okay? If we want to add more networks, these are all networks that are available at the moment. So let's say that we want to add Pinterest, and let's say we want WhatsApp, and we want to copy link button, okay? Is now, and go back to our demo, we can see all of those available here, okay? Now, in most cases, WhatsApp is not useful for desktop devices, so let's go ahead and enable it only for mobile devices, okay? So if we save those changes and refresh, so WhatsApp is not available anymore, right? But if we simulate mobile devices, if we resize, we can see that it shows up on mobile breakpoint. So pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's go. So Social Snap does, of course, it does share counts. So we can enable, just a sec. So if we go to the floating sidebar, which is the one we have by the default, now we have the live preview here. And here we can choose a position. So we can kind of change wherever we want. Let's say keep it on the left. We can change the design of these buttons. So we can go with rectangles, circles. We can change the size. And then one interesting option that we can choose where we want to show these buttons. Like this right here is our home page. But if we go to our blog post, this is our demo blog post, let's say that we don't want to show them there, show the buttons there, so we can disable that. And if we refresh, we don't have those buttons anymore there. Okay, some other options are available here. So if you can see, Social Snap by default, let me just enable this back. So Social Snap by default adds more networks. So basically, the networks you choose in Manage Networks here are shown always. All other networks are hidden under All Networks button. So if we go to floating sidebar, we can disable the All Networks button. So if you don't want to show other networks, here how it looks like when you click on it. If we don't want that, we can just disable the All Networks button, and it won't show. Again, we can show tooltips on hover, or we can disable that. Okay, here it is, the total share count. So if we enable that, Social Snap will calculate all share counts that you have and display it right here. We can also show individual share counts. It will look like this. Now we can hide the whole floating sidebar on mobile devices. We have view count here. And now, okay, let me just save here. And if I go back to our demo website. So on this website, we have two shares. It's one on Twitter and one was a copy link. So when someone clicks copy here, it will increase the count. I already did that, so it won't increase again. Okay, one interesting feature is that we can define minimum share counts. Let's say you don't want to show share counts if you have less than a certain number. In this case, let's just say if I have less than 3, I don't want to show share counts. And if I refresh here, share counts won't show. But if someone shares, or let's say if I say 1 here, share counts will appear. So that's a cool feature. We can also define some animations here, some hover animations. Pretty much. We can define custom colors as well. Right? That's pretty much it. So the floating sidebar is just one. It's just one location that we have available. we have many others available. So we have inline buttons, we have on media, share hub, sticky bar, and as well we have Gutenberg elements and shortcodes, as well as widgets, right? So let's say that on this single post, we want to show some inline buttons. So if we go here, our inline buttons look like this. By default, they are shown at the bottom of your post, and they look like this. Okay. So we can choose position, so we can choose above and below. We can choose alignment, button shapes. Pretty much, we have a lot of customization options. So I won't go through all of them, but they're kind of similar to what we already have in floating sidebar. We can also have the minimum share count here. But what I wanted to show you is that, for example, let's say I don't want to show the floating sidebar. I don't want to show this thing on mobile devices, but I want to show this instead, right? So how do we do that? So if we go to floating sidebar, we have that option that we saw just a little bit before. So it's called hide on mobile. So we can enable that option. And then for our inline buttons, just a sec. Okay, yeah, so this is the, okay, this one will be shown on mobile by default. So if we resize our browser, we can see that the floating sidebar is now hidden and we have the inline buttons shown. So one other feature that our users are asking for is sticky bar on mobile devices. It's very common. So let's keep the same. Let's keep the floating bar hidden, and let me show you the sticky bar. So this is used on mobile devices mostly, but it doesn't have to be. So that's why, alongside any other options here, we have the visibility field here. So you can choose if it's only visible, if it's visible on the desktop devices, on mobile devices. So we want to be visible only on mobile devices. So if we go back here and refresh and resize our browser, we can see that now we have the bottom sticky bar shown only for mobile device, only on mobile devices, right? Okay. Okay, let me see what's next. So, yeah, okay. So we have on media share buttons. You've probably seen this, but we have Pinterest save button or pin it button. So we have some options here. You can either choose between default share buttons or Pinterest save button. So let me just save here and go back to our demo. All right, so now you can see on each of our media, on our images, we now have the this save button. And when I click save, it will save that that exact image on, it will share on my Pinterest, right? Save on my Pinterest boards. So if I click here, it will save that image and so on. So again, we have some styling options here, button sizes, the visibility, if you want to show it only on hover, or if you want to be always visible. We can choose the position. Okay, we have minimum image width. So let's say if you have in comments, let's say you have a comment here and this image is pretty small and you don't want to show save button on it. So by default, we are using like 250 and 250 pixels wide dimension images. So you can specify if you have like small images in your content and you want to skip those, you can just set the minimum image width and height here. You can also choose if you want to, where you want to show these buttons. Let's say I want only on my posts. All right, so that's pretty much it. Right. So on each post, you can define custom Pinterest image. So these work great when you click save here, but what happens if someone, let's say, shares here your Pinterest? So by default, Social Snap will use your featured image for that, but you can change that. So if you go to edit post, just a sec. Right? So on the right-hand side, you have Social Snap. And one of the options is to set custom Pinterest image here. So let's say I want this image to be shared instead on Pinterest. We can also specify custom description here. All right. And now if I click share with Pinterest here, you can see that the image is now changed. So this is like a default share image for your post. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So next, what I want to show you is click to tweet widgets. So let me show you how that works. If you go to edit post, we have a Gutenberg block for that, and it's super easy to set up. So let's say that here you want to add click to tweet widget. And it looks like this. So you can say Social Snap allows you widgets, right? And here on the right-hand side, you have, so this is the widget content. And when a user clicks on it, let me show you how it looks like actually. When a user clicks on it, it will share that to Twitter. It will tweet that, right? So here's how it looks like. And when I click on it, it will share that. It will ask me to tweet that, right? So we have some options available for that as well. We can change the tweet content. We can basically say, let's say something else. Do we want to include a page link? Do we want to include the username, style? These are all defaults that are coming from Social Snap settings. So now if I click here, it will say something else, right? And the link is included. Those are coming from here, from click to tweet options. So we can disable that or enable it here. We also have some additional options here, like you can have related accounts. So after user sharing the content, it will be suggested to follow these accounts. We can hide the boxes on mobile devices, and we have different styles here. So let's say we want to go with this style. If we refresh, it looks like this. Okay, so that would be it for click to tweet options. So another cool thing Social Snap offers is the social meta. So what social meta is, it basically allows you to control how your post look like when shared on social media. So for example, if you know Twitter cards, and when your post is shared on Twitter, for example, if you don't have these enabled, like your post will be, your website will be shown just as a plain link. But let's say if you want to share this link to Twitter, we have this card validator by Twitter. If you preview a card, so when you share your website link, it will look like this. So you'll have your image, you will have title, description, and it looks better, right? So Social Snap also allows you to control this. So through Social Snap settings, you can basically set your default share image. So what we do is we take a featured image, and we use that. If there's a featured image, we'll use that image. And this will be the post title and post description if you're sharing a post. But let's say that you're sharing a page that does not have a featured image. So you can use these options here. So this is the default share image that you can set to use when there's no featured image available. So there are some other options available here as well. But the biggest thing is that you can customize these per post. So your posts right now look like I showed you before, but sorry, it's here. So let's say we want to have custom title, we want to have custom description, and we want to have a different image here. So let's again go ahead with this image, use it instead. And when we click update, okay, I hope Twitter does not cache this. Okay, just let me refresh once again. This here. No, sorry, it's cached. Just a second. It should be working. Okay, they're probably caching this, so it won't show immediately. But basically what it does, if we go to Facebook, for example, yeah, so on Facebook, you can see because we didn't do that before, or if we can scrape again. Yeah, so we can see the new image that we have, custom title and custom description. So I'll try once again on Twitter. I really hope it will work this time. Basically just Twitter caches it sometimes. Yeah, here we go. So here we see the new image, the custom title, and custom description. So you can do this for every post, every page, every WooCommerce product. Basically any custom post type can be specified to have custom title, custom description, and custom image for Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. Another cool thing is that a lot of users are using Pinterest, custom Pinterest images. So as you know, Pinterest is using more vertical images, so that's a good idea to use. Yeah. Okay, let me go back here. I'll show you just in advanced tab. We have a couple of options here. The important one is share count recovery. So if you, for example, change from HTTP to HTTPS, you will lose all of your share counts. So we have share count recovery inbuilt in SocialSnap. So basically, if your connection protocol right now is HTTP and, sorry, your previous connection protocol was HTTP, you can just select here, save changes, and we'll collect shares from the previous protocol as well. So you can do that also if you change www in your website URL. So it will work with that as well. All right, so that was like a quick walkthrough or some of the SocialSnap options. I'll now show you some of the add-ons we have. So if you have some questions, feel free to ask. Christina is here to answer. I'll now show you some of the add-ons here we have. So the first one is social login. It allows your users to log into your website through their favorite social profiles. Just to notice here that for each network, you will have to create an app on Twitter, Facebook, Google, and so on. So we have a step-by-step guide on how to step each of those apps, right? Okay, so I have set up Twitter before, so I won't go through that process. I'll just show you some options here. So we have different styles here you can go for. Let's go with this one. Now we have options. Where do we want to show these? So let's say on my post here, I want my users to be able to log in just before leaving a reply. So if I go to an incognito window to this post, and if I go down to comments, you see that I have to leave my details here in order to leave a reply. But if I go to SocialSnap and I want to display it on comment form, then my users will have option to log in with Twitter, and then they can leave a comment here. So let's say that I want to log in here. I'm already logged in as a Social Snap. So let's authorize this app. So right now, what happens if for some reason Social Snap cannot get an email address from Twitter or Instagram or whatever, we ask for email address. So if user cancels here, we will not create an account for them. You can choose that what you're going to do. So if we want to require users to enter email or just use a placeholder email if we cannot get an email. The reason why we cannot get email from Twitter is that when I created an app for Twitter, I did not select that permission, right? So you should be able to get emails from Twitter. So let's get my email here and continue, right? And it will automatically log me in. So I'm now logged in and as Social Snap, and I can leave my awesome comment here. If I spell it right. Here we go. Okay, my site is set up to do the comment approval first. But if I go to profile here, we can see that all of these are pulled from Twitter. So username is actually my Twitter handle. My email, that's the one I entered. So website is actually the website link in your Twitter profile. Biographical info is also pulled from your profile info. I don't know how it's called on Twitter, right? And my profile picture is actually my avatar on Twitter. Okay. So again, you have options to display it on login page, on the register page, on comment forms, and we also have shortcodes that you can use to basically display them anywhere you want. WooCommerce pages, if you're using an Elementor builder, you can paste it anywhere, like in any element you want. Okay. Also, if you have any questions or not sure how to do something, you can go to socialsnap/docs, and we're trying to cover pretty much everything there, so you should be able to find answers there. Okay, that's all. Okay, our next add-on is, so these two are pretty much same, but with a small difference, right? Because a social auto poster will automatically post your new posts, pages, whatever you select, to your to Twitter or LinkedIn. So only these two networks are available. A lot of people are asking for Facebook, for Instagram. Unfortunately, Instagram does not allow that, and Facebook also. So it's not available at the moment. There are some workarounds, but they are not like correct ways to do it. So Facebook will not suggest that, right? Okay. So here I have already created an app. So again, if you want to add another, let's say LinkedIn, you'll have to create an app and enter here your client ID and client secret. So we have step-by-step guides here on our website. So you can follow these to create your application and then obtain your client ID and client secret. So, okay, I already did that for Twitter. And here are the options available. So we can exclude categories or any taxonomy, let's say tags, or if you have a custom post type, any taxonomy, it will show here. So you can exclude by category. You can choose which post type you want to share. I don't have any custom post types here, but they will show up if you have them. Let's say WooCommerce products or portfolio if you're using a Jetpack or something like that. So for post content, You can choose if you want to be post title, post content, or if you want both. We can generate hashtags from categories, from tags, and again we can generate from any taxonomy, custom taxonomy, okay? Or we can do it from like basically for everything. You can add additional text before, and you can have additional text after. So I won't actually enable this because this is our actual Twitter page. We don't want to share that anything there from our demo site. So I'll disable this. If I go back, the boost all posts. Okay, the boost all posts work pretty much similar. And the difference is that boost all posts will use your existing posts. So you can set what is minimum post age. Let's say I want posts older than 7 days and not older than 30 days to be shared automatically. And I want to share 1 post per day, okay? Do I want to duplicate, to share posts more than once? No, I do not want that. I can again exclude categories. I just want posts. I don't want to share pages. And I want, let's say, additional text after. I can say like social snap here. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, just let me see. I covered everything. Okay, so that would be it. If you have any questions, let me know.
All right, that was great. Thank you so much for going through all of that. Yeah, a couple questions that I'm seeing for you. That let me just pull those up and we can go through a couple. So the first one is, does the plugin use caching to cache share counts for improved performance?
Yes, it does. So basically, if you go to Manage Networks here, you will see that we have share count cache. Basically, how it works is that new posts are cached less, let me say like that, and older posts are cached more. So we do that to improve your performance, and the Social Snap really does not affect your website speed. We do everything asynchronously, and yeah, we do cache everything, of course.
Awesome, great. And I think you mentioned this at the beginning, but are all future add-ons included with this LTD? Someone wrote in. Also, will this include social content locker?
Yeah, so all future add-ons will be included. So our next add-on is going to be social content locker. And after that, we'll work on Facebook Messenger add-on. But pretty much everything we release will be available for AppSumo deal.
Awesome. And do you have a timeline on those?
So we know that Social Content Locker will be released in Q1 or early Q2 of 2020.
Awesome. Very cool. And what are you most excited about in terms of what you guys are working on?
Well, we are definitely excited about the Social Content Locker because many of users are asking for it. They're just, when will you release it? So we're kind of very excited for that. But from existing features, we have a link on our website. We have a blog post on our website. It's 10 ways on how Social Snap can grow your blog faster by Adam Connell. And it's really great. It has some cool tips and tricks how to use Social Snap to improve your, to bring more people to bring traffic to your website. Basically, all of those things are pretty much awesome. So yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Awesome. Here, let me turn my camera back on. Cool. Well, do you have any final things that you wanted to go over? I'm not seeing any other questions, but I want to give you the floor before we sign off.
Right. So if anyone needs some support, you can do that through your Social Snap account under Support tab here. Just go straight to our support team. Yeah. Other than that.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Sumoling's on here. I hope you got a lot out of this, going through all the features of Social Snap, how you can get it up and running. Again, it's available on AppSumo right now. So you can check it out there starting at just $39 for lifetime access. If you have any questions, like you saw, you can either reach out to the Social Snap support team. You can also leave those questions or comments on the AppSumo deal page for Social Snap. And again, it's all backed by the AppSumo 60-day guarantee. So feel free to get it set up on your WordPress site, see how it goes. If you have any of those questions, reach back out to us. We'll get you taken care of. But other than that, thank you guys so much. I hope you're all having a happy holidays and we'll have a great new year. Bronco, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.